Hello everybody, it's Aaron. Welcome back to Unabridged. As you can see, there's no lava coming down the volcano. I pumped it all out. It took about, well, let's just see. I filled up 4 drums and about half of another one. Something I didn't know about these is about halfway down. I don't know if this is in every one of them. There's a little room. And I don't know if I can break this glass or not. I guess we'll find out in a second. It looks pretty cool. I might build with some of it. Maybe. Look at this. It's witherproof. What's the recipe for this? It's just obsidian. Oh, it's in the alloy furnace. Okay. Well, you know, I didn't know there was another witherproof block. This is pretty cool because it's see-through, unlike the one from Ender.io. So these are probably trapped, even though they don't say they're trapped. Apparently I messed up and tripped that anyway somehow. It only happened with the tungsten, I guess. No, there's another one over here. We'll just let it blow. Whatever. We'll see what we get. Some mega rubber saplings. Let's send some of this stuff home. I'll keep the pepper seeds. What the hell? More dark boots. Thaumcraft stuff. Tungsten ingots. I don't even know if the tungsten is good for anything. Alright, well that's enough messing around here. I just wanted to check this thing out. I noticed it when I was pumping the lava out, and then I went down and ran my digital miner downstairs just because. So I figured I'd see if there was anything good in it, and now that I know these blocks are witherproof, I definitely want to keep them because we can use this for the withers instead of the Ender.io things, though I have made quite a bit of dark steel. We'll leave this one there for now so we don't fall all the way down. So I really don't know what to do with this volcano. What I'm thinking is I'm just going to blow up random parts of it just from far away, see what kind of shape it makes, and then just kind of go from there. What I was thinking was maybe leaving, like, I don't know, the first like 7 layers, and then like flattening out an area like a terrace, and then kind of going up and doing that a few times, which I know might seem kind of like the whole ziggurat thing or something. I don't really know. I don't know what to do with it. Either way, we need to go do some stuff at the base first, and then we can think about it. And you probably just saw this. I gave it away. I wanted to make a laser and just kind of shoot certain parts and just kind of see what happens. First though, what we need to do is, I messed up and I ran my digital miner after I already unhooked the clay transport pipes, so my ore processing is halted at the moment. I already made a bunch of storage buses. They're in one of these bags. Yeah, I got 16 of them. I figure that I don't really need to connect. What did I leave out? Ferrous and stone. I can just throw a couple stacks of ferrous in there as I need. So what I did was I made these storage buses. I made some cable anchors, and I made a controller because we're going to need that since we're going to surpass 8 channels on this. I need to go ahead and move this somewhere else because I don't need to keep running back here to use my crafting terminal. So I guess I'm just too lazy to make smart cable right now. I really, whatever. We can do it without it. So let's get some Fluix cable. And what I'll do is I'll hook up these 8 like that. I'll put a cable anchor right there to separate them. And so that we've got 2 groups of 8 right now. We're going to end up with 2 groups of 8, and then the third will be this stuff over here. So let's see, we want to put our controller somewhere. Probably put it right there, and then just do that. Kapow. Actually, I may need to move it over a little. I probably want my terminal like right here in the middle. Actually, that just works out if I put my crafting terminal right here. It'll be on its own side of the controller, but whatever. And I realized that if we have a controller, we don't really need the energy acceptor because the controller will do that. But not that big of a deal to me. This is a pretty easy wiring job, so I'm not really worried about it. So how this works is, apparently I'm flying. We've got, you can't pass more than, 8 channels on a cable, right? Our first ad hoc network, we had 8 channels to deal with. We were only using 3. We had this interface, the drive, and the crafting terminal. Well, we got 8 storage buses, so we broke those into segments, 1 on each side of the controller. If I wanted to make a dense cable, I could probably do all of them at once, but like I said, I'm kind of lazy for that right now. So we've got 8 here, and then 8 coming out. Well, there's only 2 on the bottom, but we can put 6 more channels down here without having to upgrade the cable. And then if we put our crafting terminal right here, we can see everything. It's all good. It's so beautiful. And now everything is connected. So what we need to actually do is we need to go into each one of these and hit partition storage. So it'll take whatever is in the connected inventory and filter it, right? So it'll set nether quartz for that one and glass, whatever. And then we need to set the priority higher, I believe. I'm pretty sure it'll be easier to just set the priority of this lower rather than go through each one of those. So now I don't have a terminal back here, so I can't test it back there. I want to take whatever iron is in the system. Really hard to figure out which. So we could do an IO port, but I don't have time for that right now. So let's get rid of that cable and get rid of that cable just for a moment. Let's see what kind of ingots we got in here. I know for a fact we've got a gold thing out here. We definitely have iron. We don't have shiny signalum or zinc. Let me make some inventory space. I know we have redstone out here too. And I'll throw that away. So I probably should have checked for redstone before I ran back here. I'm pretty sure there is. Oh, there's a bunch of it in there. Yeah, that's not really going to work. I'm going to have to make an IO port and do that later. But the point of it is, since we had stuff in the system, it'll go to the caches now instead of the disk that's in there. But it's still wasting space on the disk. So if we toss the iron in there, I should have looked at it first. Redstone is 8329. It's 87, so it does go there by default now. Anyway, that's enough rambling and stuff about the network. There's a better way to do it, and we will do that later. But right now, I need to make a laser. And by the way this works, I got the ender chest still over here. We put something in. It tries to insert into those caches like it did before. If not, it comes down and it goes into the interface by default, since that is the default. And once it goes in the interface, the ME system handles it from there. So since all these are higher priority than the disk, if it's something that's in one of those caches, it should go to the cache. Oh, I put a fan under there. I'm not flying. The fan got me. I made that witch trench a little longer, so there was more room for them to spawn, and I put a fan to blow them in front of the grinder. So I did upgrade a couple of these to hardened caches. Ooh, also, I don't know how I could forget this. I got tired of manually doing deep storage units, and all my conduits disappeared. But I set up some auto project tables where I put in these materials in certain machines or certain tables. It crafts what it needs to and then moves it along into here and then puts it all together. And I mean, I know there's more automatic ways to do this, but it's kind of a pain in the ass because these strong boxes don't stack. So you can only do so many at a time. So it's much easier if I just throw the invar in here, they get moved and then they get moved and then they get crafted into deep storage units. I don't know how many of those we're going to need, but I just figured it was easier. So let's get a stack of this. I don't remember how much that actually makes. Let's get a half a stack of diamonds. We have to melt this stuff and put it on a diamond in a fluid transposer, and that makes some kind of laserite. I don't know where the ore is. If I hit it in NEI, it doesn't tell me. But you can make it in a fluid transposer. It looks like it's 1 bucket of energized glowstone. And then I think if you put these in there, you can actually make another one. That's how you make the, oh, you have to redstone it. Never mind. Let me take out some of this. I don't want to end up with extra. Let me put, we'll put 3 more. And then we'll get a stack of redstone. And I was looking at these. This is a ton of crafting, right? Like we've got all these different casings. This is the ender one. It's kind of like a teleporter, like wherever you shoot, that's where you'll teleport to. But I wanted to make the resonant explosive laser. So you got to have a refined laserite. I guess it's white or any color. I don't know. And then the casing, it's inderium, and then you have to make every level up. It's tiered, right? So you make the initial one with lead and a leadstone laser reactor unit, which is energized. Like it's a bunch of crafting. So I'm not going to do all this with you, but this is how you make the main laserite. And I think you can either cook it or energize it. Let's do one of each. I don't know which I'm going to need. Or two of each, I guess. Yeah, so there's refined. And then this one is energized. Okay. So that's how you do those basically. And then it's a bunch of flux capacitors and all kinds of crap. So let me do some crafting. I'm going to have to make a wireless charger or energetic infuser because these do take power. So let me work on that and then I'll be back and then we'll go fire some lasers. Okay guys, welcome back. What I did, first of all, I went ahead and I did make an IO port just because I would rather have the stuff where it's supposed to go. I don't want it spread out between disks and caches. So what I'm going to do is take out these 5, move these to the top. These are all empty. And then I want to go from disk to network. I'm just going to put all of them in here. And what we'll see is it'll empty it onto the network as there is room for it. Anything that is in a cache, any item, will get put in the cache instead of on a disk, which is what I want. So we should be good to go there. Yep, good to go. So I only made the hardened one, and I made it red because lasers should be red. I only made the hardened one because it's so much crafting. It's ridiculous. For every level, right? Let's do, like if you want to make just the hardened one, I had to make this like twice. I had to make the hardened one. I had to make the leadstone one for that. I had to make like 2 or 3 of these, plus the casing, and then the next casing up. It was a pain. I didn't feel like waiting around. So let's hope this charges pretty quick. It looks like it holds a fair amount of power. I think the main thing with these is the area of effect. See, I can do a maximum of 1 by 1 by 2, but it's explosive. So I don't think that really matters so much. So let's go back over there and see what we're in for. I also opted for the energetic infuser because I don't have a slice and spice, and that was a lot easier to make. I just made the regular one. I'll upgrade it a little later. So I've heard that there's a bug with these lasers. If you don't have your config set, you will have a problem. So I set my keys, and if I cycle through, I got 1 diameter, and I've only got 2 depth, and the different lasers have different diameters and depths. The resonant and such can go like all the way up to 8, but this one will only go up to, what is it, 2 or 3, since it's a lower tier. But what have I got it at right now? I got diameter 1, depth 2. It's not a huge explosion. Let's fire it right at the middle of that. It's actually, I mean, it's not terrible. The resonant one was way better though. And it does do a fair amount of damage to me as a player. So I wonder if it'll let me actually upgrade this. I just wanted to make one just to kind of, you know, just to kind of play around with because it's fun. The wide mining laser is actually really cool. It'll do like, I think the resonant one will do like an 8 by 8 by 8 cube. So like, let's say, let's come down here to this edge of the island since this sticks out the furthest, and we'll launch one. Well, that really doesn't do a lot to basalt at all, huh? What if I shoot it straight at it? No. I'm guessing basalt is a little more blast resistant than dirt or sand or something. Let's do it over here. We got a dirt hill. There's a pig on top of it. So the material definitely does matter. So my idea to blast out this volcano is probably not going to work unless I get a better mining laser. Looks like it does work a little better on stone, but it doesn't work worth a damn on the basalt. Which, I mean, you know, that's okay. I just figured I'd try it out. So I guess that means that if I have, you know, stuff like this around it, I don't really have to worry about blowing up the basalt unless I actually hit it directly, and then it only blows up one of them. So this could come in handy for certain things. Just not what I hoped. So I may just go ahead and make a bigger reinforced laser and try it, but I'm not really that hopeful. It's still really cool, even if it doesn't work like I thought it would. So I guess I'll have to figure out something else for this. I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode. If you guys have any questions, comments, or suggestions, please leave them down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.